is 12. King Joe on 14 to 1. 25 to 1 bar.
Stearsby, the black horse there in the Ramsden colours. Well, he couldn't really jump at the start of the season. He fell twice and he was hiccuping over his fences. Then he came good and won a couple of novice chases. He was well placed to win easy-ish races and put in a tremendous performance last time, went third to Crossmaster and Strands of Gold in the Sun Alliance. Now, he won't be far away, providing his jumping stays as good as it has been, but he did just make a mistake in the latter part of the race at Cheltenham, which may have just cost him the race. He's a 3-to-1 shot. He won't be far away. Let's see how they bet.
And 18 fences on the Mildmay course this time, as in the previous chase on this course. Just the water, the only obstacle, the only Grand National obstacle that's jumped, and they're running, and Fudge Delight is the first to show. Fudge Delight going on from King Joe, and the Langham Dar is prominent, and so is Conclusive on the near side with Burrenpoor along Conclusive. They're all safely over the first. Uncle Scobie jumped it a little bit sketchily, and this is the second, and it's the Langham Dar from Conclusive and Burrenpoor. Then Fudge Delight and King Joe and Stearsby and Crossmaster, and then Strands of Gold, and behind them Royal Jet and Valley Justice, and finally Uncle Scobie. And now running to the water with the Langham Dar in the lead from Fudge Delight, then Burrenpoor and Conclusive, and King Joe and Stearsby and Strands of Gold on the inside, and Crossmaster next, and then comes Royal Jet, and then Valley Justice, and finally Uncle Scobie, who's finding this pace just a little too hot for him at the moment. The Langham Dar in the lead from Fudge Delight and Burrenpoor, and then comes Conclusive, King Joe on the inside, then Stearsby, Strands of Gold and Crossmaster, gap then to Royal Jet, and another gap to Valley Justice, and a further gap to Uncle Scobie. As they race towards the next, the Langham Dar from Fudge Delight and Burrenpoor and Conclusive, and King Joe on the inner, and then Stearsby and Crossmaster, and then Strands of Gold and Royal Jet and Valley Justice, and finally Uncle Scobie. Another plain one before the first of the ditches, the Langham Dar from Fudge Delight and Burrenpoor, Stearsby, Conclusive towards the far side. King Joe just in behind them. They're all safely over that. One slight mistake, though, by Uncle Scobie in rear as they come to this, the first of the ditches. The Langham Dar lands in the lead from Burrenpoor. Fudge Delight on the inside, Stearsby very close to the lead as they swing left-handed out of the back stretch for the first time. The Langham Dar from Burrenpoor, Stearsby and Conclusive, then Fudge Delight and Crossmaster, behind them King Joe and Strands of Gold, then Royal Jet, Valley Justice and Uncle Scobie. The Langham Dar as they come to the next. And pretty closely grouped up front, the Langham Dar from Stearsby, Burrenpoor, Conclusive, Crossmaster, over the second ditch, and Strands of Gold and Conclusive very nearly lost his pilot there. Good recovery. Lost his cap, but nothing else. Coming down to the next, the Langham Dar from Stearsby, a little between the two, then Burrenpoor and Crossmaster and Fudge Delight, behind them Strands of Gold and King Joe, a little gap there to Conclusive, then Royal Jet and Valley Justice, and finally Uncle Scobie. Stearsby and the Langham Dar, very little between the two. Burrenpoor a very close third. 4 is Crossmaster, 5 is Fudge Delight, 6 Strands of Gold, 7 is King Joe, and then comes Royal Jet, and then Valley Justice, and then Conclusive, and finally Uncle Scobie. Coming to the water now, and Stearsby just going to land in the lead by the look of it. Just Stearsby marginally from the Langham Dar and Burrenpoor, and just in behind them Fudge Delight. Behind Fudge Delight, Crossmaster, then his Cheltenham rival moving up on his inside there, Strands of Gold. Behind them come King Joe. Behind King Joe is Valley Justice, Royal Jet, Conclusive, and finally Uncle Scobie. So Stearsby now, by just about a length from the Langham Dar, Burrenpoor very close, Fudge Delight next, then comes Crossmaster, Strands of Gold, then a gap to King Joe, then Valley Justice, then Conclusive, then Royal Jet, and finally Uncle Scobie as they race towards another plain fence. Stearsby from the Langham Dar and Burrenpoor, Fudge Delight, Crossmaster, and Strands of Gold. Then came King Joe and Valley Justice, and then Royal Jet, and then Conclusive, and finally Uncle Scobie. One more plain one before the next of the ditches. Stearsby from the Langham Dar, Baronpur on the outside, close to them Crossmaster, mistake by Fudge Delight, Strands of Gold making ground on the outer, King Joe still well in touch, then comes Valley Justice and Royal Jet as they come to this ditch. Stearsby jumps it in the lead and begins to swing left-handed now from the Langham Dar in second, then comes Fudge Delight, then Crossmaster, Strands of Gold making ground on the outside, King Joe very well in touch on the inner. Stearsby though with the advantage, and Jenny Pitman, who won the opener, bidding for a double here. Stearsby clear at the moment in the Terry Ramsden colours. It will be carried by Mr. Snugfit, coming down towards the next, clear of the Langham Dar. Then comes Fudge Delight, and then Strands of Gold is making ground, and Fudge Delight a faller there. Fudge Delight has gone, left Stearsby well clear. Strands of Gold, though, looking like the challenger now, with the Langham Dar over on the far side. Stearsby there from Strands of Gold and the Langham Dar as they come down tomorrow towards the second last in the Whitbread Best Mile Chase. It's Stearsby from the Langham Dar and Strands of Gold. Stearsby from Strands of Gold to the Langham Dar now as they race down to the final fence. Stearsby on the near side, the Langham Dar on the far side. Strands of Gold trying to challenge between horses as they come down to the final fence. Stearsby lands in the lead. From on the far side, Langham Dar between horses, Strands of Gold. They race into the closing stages. Stearsby on the near side, from on the far side, Langham Dar. Then comes Strands of Gold finishing fast, but it's still Stearsby. Stearsby being pressed by the Langham Dar as they race towards the line. Stearsby holding the Langham Dar at the line. Stearsby's the winner. Langham Dar is second, and third is Strands of Gold. 4 is King Joe. 5 is Crossmaster. 6 and 7 are Valley Justice and Baronpur, and so the result of the Whitbread Best Mile Steeplechase. First, number 5, Stearsby, owned by Mr. Terry Ramsden, trained by Mrs. Jenny Pitman, ridden by Graham Bradley. Second was number 14, the Langham Dar, owned by the Edinburgh Willen Mill Limited, trained by Gordon Richards and ridden by Ridley Lamb. And third was number 6, Strands of Gold, owned by Independent Twine Manufacturing Company Limited, trained by Jimmy Fitzgerald and ridden by Mark Dwyer. Fourth was number 11, King Joe. This is the winner, second winner of the afternoon in Terry Ramsden's colours, having won the opener with I Bin Zaidoon. And these, as I said, I think during commentary, the colours that will be carried by Mr. Snugfit in the National on Saturday. Here's how Stearsby won this very competitive Whitbread Novices Chase.
Strapping big chaser this, and he'd been making the running from some way out and jumping superbly well. He made a mistake at the second last, and you can see now he's nicely in control. Graham Bradley asked him up, and he obliges. He doesn't go for a really big one, just a normal sort of a jump. On the inside, the Langham Dyer, under a great ride from Ridley Lamb, looks at this stage as if he's going to actually get back, and Strands of Gold in the green colours there is plugging on, but he's never really making any great impression. Now, remember that Stearsby and the third horse here, Strands of Gold, finished in reverse order at Cheltenham in the Sun Alliance. But as I said prior to the race, that Stearsby had made a mistake several fences from home, and that may have made the difference between victory and defeat. And on this running, it certainly looks as if he was unlucky then. But the Langham Dar sticking his nose out, really trying to get back there, but he's always being held by this horse who is a strapping big fella, by Politico, a horse that stands in the north of England and is really getting a name for himself as a stallion. He's been going for some time now, but this certainly won't do him any harm at all. And the Langham Dar, well, his turn must come again. He's won a couple of times this year, but the spoils in this event go to Stearsby.
1.5 lengths and 3 lengths. The verdict, and quick compensation to Graham Bradley for the defeat of Wayward Lad, and also to Stearsby for his possibly slightly unlucky falling third behind Crossmaster and Strands of Gold in the Sun Alliance Chase at Cheltenham. It's his third success of the season. The 7-year-old by Politico, out of Lucky Sprite by Gallivanter. 33rd winner of the season for Brad. And following her triumph in the first, number 38 for Jenny Pitman. There, the bullion figure of Terry Ramsden. Far side of his horse there, with the pronounced shock of hair. Jenny there with a very, very lively horse, Stearsby. And Terry congratulating Brad there. And the starting price is as follows.
First number 5, Stearsby, 11-4. Second number 14, the Langham Dyer, 12-1. And third number 6, Strands of Gold, 15-8 favorite.
Flag up, they're understood.